Ciao, benvenuti, and welcome back to our channel, Move to Italy. Today, we are going to be taking you on some very unique property tours that are designed to cater to multiple lifestyles and visions. So join us as we take a look at some beautiful homes.
The interest in our home tours has been really explosive, and you, our community, you've spoken out. This is what you want to see more of. Gia and I are happy to do that. You know, there are a lot of these kind of home tours, cheap houses in Italy on the internet. But I think it's about time that I give you a little bit of information about my background so you know what qualifies me to even talk about real estate. Because anybody can just present cheap houses. You know that so far our home tours have been ones really feature great deals, hidden gems, unbeatable prices that are way below market value. Uh, Value. That's the way I always look at things as an investor. So, what's my background? Uh, Back in 1988, I became a professional real estate investor. I have owned apartment complexes, many homes. I've done fix and flip. I was a licensed general contractor in California, built my own home. I know new construction. This is all my background. There's a lot I don't know, but real estate is one thing that I do know, and I don't play around. I think you already recognize that about our home tour videos. Um, Later, when Gia and I got married, we opened our own real estate company, and it was very successful. So in 2019, we sold the company and retired to Italy. That's pretty much our story in a nutshell. So when we feature homes, and you're going to see more and more and more of this, where they're in many cases are going to be off market. Uh, these are just unbeatable deals. So if you are seriously looking, then you need to contact us privately, and we'll talk about your specific needs. If you enjoy just dreaming about the houses, go ahead, enjoy it, because we enjoy sharing it with you. Maybe someday we'll help you make your dream a reality. So, a little spoiler alert, we will soon be featuring other mountain towns on the coast. The benefit of that is that you're up high and the sea views are spectacular from this vantage point. What we plan on doing is taking you to a number of other mountain towns. However, today we're back in the town of Tusa, where we've had so much interest expressed, and we want to look at some more home deals. Maybe your next home. So here we are at Casa Margarita. This is a home that is completely ready to move in, and I would have to say it really is up to par in terms of its condition. Um, I'm impressed. Actually, a local home that is in very good shape and up to standard. So this is bedroom number one, adequate in size. Of course, they have two twin beds in here, which makes the room look a little smaller, but it's adequate in size. And you'll notice the Hard finishes are very good shape. Here's a little storage area under the stairs, which always comes in handy. And then, of course, we have the baño or bathroom. Very good shape. It's just a small shower, but certainly adequate. And again, up to 21st century standard. I'm happy about that. So I really don't see the need for much work to be done here. Again, good railing, good steps, Carrara marble steps. The walls are even in good shape, painted well. There are a couple imperfections, like right here, that need to be addressed. And so I'm going to tell you that, well, this price is 45,000 euros, which is already a bargain price. It's negotiable. I just spoke with the seller about it, and she says, yeah, a little bit. So we'll see. Here is bedroom number 2. And again, plenty good in size. And I wanted you to see the view outside. And this is, again, not a door, but a little balcony. Look down the street here. Isn't that nice? Now, so you see the little lemon garden there. Got your cobblestone street. And enough for that floor. So we've seen the 2 bedrooms. We've seen the bathroom. Ample lighting in here. As a matter of fact, very few lights are on in here. It's just all natural light. So very good thing. This is also a corner house. I think this is worthy of note. And here's your open space. So dining, cooking. The kitchen is like local standard. I think you may want to put in a new kitchen. These are the old metal cabinets. Oh, actually, no, they're actually a low pressure laminate cabinet. But I don't know, that may not be your taste. Again, I've mentioned in other videos, you can go to IKEA, Mondo Convenienza, and get cabinetry that's really quite nice for relatively very little. Here's your view outside. There's no, well, there is a sea view if you look real close. Right there, there's your sea view. See that? But that's about all the sea view you're going to get, with the exception, are you ready for this? Now, here's another little gem. You know, we like to highlight the gems. They finished this off. By the way, here's another spot where there's a little water intrusion. You may want to use those impervious panels to laminate over this and then paint. This is the beginning of some stairs that would go up to the roof deck, which in fact would give you a sea view. You can poke through here. So that's a project that you can take on someday. I sure would, especially if you acquire this property at this price. Now take a look here. Here's a real balcony, and I want you to see the street view. There's your cobblestone street in your old village. And look at this beautiful lemon garden here that your neighbor has. Got to be nice to them. So there we have it. And the outside of this house, the plaster work on it is finished, and I like it. I like the condition that it's in. So there you have it. There's not much to this house. It's small, but in great shape. And I'm actually quite pleased when they said, when she told me it was move-in ready, I had my doubts, but I would say that for the most part, it's move-in ready. And I think it could be a sweet little deal. Well, are you up for a project? Casa Sarina. This is what we would consider a fixer, but oh, the opportunities that this property presents. Wait till you see. Now, interestingly, in fact, you look at the size of it, it's over 1,000 square feet, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath. That's a nice combo there. And I want to mention that some of the elements here are original, like this subfloor, this floor rather. These tiles are original and they're beautiful. I personally love them, but they're loose, so that's good because you're going to want to take it up and level the subfloor with a mortar bed, then replace those tiles. You see here in the kitchen, the floor has already been leveled and redone, but here you may want to keep these original tiles, so the leveling does need to be done. That's your largest project right there that has to be addressed. Here, this is your first bedroom. The nice thing about these floors, it's not like a tower. It's there's 2 rooms per floor, and often a 2-room and a bathroom. So that's really a great layout. The location here is fantastic. You're right off of a small piazza with an ancient fountain. Water, fresh water. It's potable water. Comes straight from the mountains. So that's a pretty exciting feature. Interesting thing about this property is that the sellers have told me that they don't want to state a price. They want you to bring an offer. And so I have some insight as to how far we can take this, how far we can push them negotiation-wise. And so if you are serious, reach out to me and I can advise you. So here in bedroom 2, again, you notice the ceiling has been redone in wood. There was at some point, by the way, first I want to mention this annex to the bedroom. I would add another bathroom here because if you look there, see there's a window, so you've got natural light in there. And then the flip side of that, where we're looking at now, that can be your armadio or your closet. So you've got room for both there with a nice sizable bedroom that this is off of. So you basically could have 2 master suites here on this property. But I like the size and the layout of these rooms. And that's 1 floor, but yeah, how about that view, huh? Right off of your bedroom. Could you handle that? Look at that. And there's a clear view, plain view of the Aeolian Islands as well. That right there is a former convent that's been converted into a museum of ceramics and other local ancient artifacts. Right there, where that orange tree is a plot of land that also goes with this property. It's deeded into the purchase. You would be able to have your own orto or garden, vegetable garden, and you can keep an eye on it right from your bedroom balcony. See why I'm excited about this property? The bones, the basic unchangeable elements of this are just outstanding. Even things that money just can't buy. So there's your bathroom off of the bedroom here. So this floor is certainly covered with a half bath. And that bathroom's in good shape. Now, if you see any water intrusion damage on the walls, that's old damage. It's no longer an issue. Now, this staircase here, these stairs are built out of wood, which is very atypical for these old homes. I'd like to know why it's wood. However, the wood steps are nice. They're plumb, level, solid, so that's a good thing. Same situation here. You've got the ancient ceramic tile floor here, but the subfloor needs to be leveled. So you pop those tiles off and you can either replace them with new tiles of your choice or go with the ancient ones. And often in this area, because we are so close to ceramic, old ceramic manufacture, often you can find replacement tiles even if you want to keep the ancient ones. Here's your street view, which isn't bad. You got the same stone street here, no asphalt here in the historic center. You got that ancient bell tower there, which could date back as much as 1,000 years. Again, this room and half bath off the side. Obviously, the bathroom needs work. There's no doubt about that. But I told you it was a project, so I don't want to mislead you. But the most expensive feature of all has already been done. Brand new roof. Look at the beams, the cross members, the roof tile, brand new. That would have been your biggest expense, and it's already done. So when you see a little mold and plaster that's peeling off, that's from before them replacing the roof, and then they just gave up. They may have run out of money here, but they are a very motivated seller. I love this kitchen, the possibilities. It's ancient. Look at your old wood burning oven. You're not going to want to get rid of that. You're going to want to restore it and use it. Imagine having your own, not pizza oven, ancient pizza oven in your own kitchen with, by the way, a view to die for. Yep. Take a look at that, huh? Now, this is more than a balcony. It's a terrazzo. You've got some nice square footage here that you can turn into a nice little annex to the kitchen where you can sit and eat al fresco while you watch. In the summertime, you can watch the yachts passing from Cefalù to Capo d'Orlando right across the horizon of the Mediterranean. Right outside your kitchen. How about that? And there's your garden down below, see? But yeah, that's a former monastery right there. If you love antiquity, you can't beat this opportunity here with this property. I'm not even sure you need to even worry about replacing the windows or exterior doors. It's all been done in recent years, so they should meet energy efficiency codes. If not, well, there aren't that many to replace anyway, but I think you're good there. That down there is the marina called Castel di Tusa, and it's about 10 minutes down the road through beautiful olive groves. Well, I thought you'd like it. It is a project, but let's talk about making an offer. I think you may find it would be well worth your time. Don't include that garage. That's not part of it. But it presents a very interesting opportunity. If you're serious, contact us personally at the email address in the description below. Well, by now you know we like to save the best for last. We always do. We always do. Here, how would you like to have your own 2.5 acres of your own land, your own olive grove, your own fruit trees? Here is another fruit tree here that in the summertime is full of leaves and full of shade. You may have seen an old video that we did some time ago about muria seco, the dry stone walls from the ancient Sicilians. And there's lots of that here. So what we're talking about here is land that is available, just the land, and that stone building is a 2-room little house that can be renovated. As far as building your own house here, with the bureaucracy, it would be very, very complicated. But I've got a couple ideas. First of all, you may want to redo that house and turn it into a livable space. It's an antique little house and a lot of potential and lots of character. You've got your sea view, so quite honestly, you want to poke a window right there and put some glass in so you get to exploit that view. And boy, there's so much to tell you here. I'm excited. I really am. There is no well here, But as you can see from the presence of all of these ferns, that there is water. So that should not be a problem. Okay, you got a lot of olive trees here. I didn't count them, but you would have your own olive grove, and I can assure you, you'd have well in excess of 100 liters of extra virgin olive oil a year. It might be double that. Like I say, I didn't count them, but you've got a lot. As far as the other trees on the property, you've got a lot of chestnut, and they also bear the chestnuts. A lot of different fruit trees. You've got what they call nespola, which is a loquat, they call in America. There's this right here. They're very plentiful around here. Of course, there's a citrus tree for you there, but there are others on this property. Now, here, take a look at the ground. See how it's all dug up? I got news for you. It's all over here. Anybody guess what that's from? Yeah, wild pigs. They roam this property. So I thought you might find that kind of amusing. I'm going to take you for a little walk here. I just love it here. This is the perfect spot on the Mediterranean. You would be hard pressed to find something as good. Now, again, it's a whole hectare, which is equal to 2.5. There's your signs of your wild pigs. 2.5 acres. And there's so much here. What's up in here in this bramble? I don't know, but it could easily be concealing something ancient. I wouldn't be the least bit surprised. I was told that a pool would be possible to put in here. So how about if you purchased this property and you camped on it? It's legal to camp on it. You also are, by the way, on the edge of a national forest, the Madonie. And so nobody's going to build next to you. This is going to go fast. Okay, I'm telling you, this is an opportunity. It's just beyond words. Again, look at that view. Now, you can certainly prune these olive trees. If you prune them, you probably won't get a good crop the following year. They do need pruning. This land has been abandoned, so kind of like what we inherited when we purchased Pagliarazzi. They need a good pruning. You won't get a crop in those for a year or two, but what I suggest you do is prune a portion of them. Do a third, and a third, and this way you'll always have olive oil. Okay, here's more of your land. The land is relatively flat, considering, I mean, just think of the steep incline that we have at Pagliarazzi. Now, I'm going to show you something that is going to blow your mind. Are you ready to have your mind blown? See this nice little rock outcropping? Are you ready? I'm excited to show you. This is an ancient grape press. It's filled with water right now, but this is what you would get inside and crush the grapes with your feet. All hewn out of the rock, and then it would pour into this cistern here. And that was for your making wine. Now, I promised you this was going to be special. Okay, so as you can see, the trees are in good shape. They just have been neglected, but there's a lot of potential. They're not dying. They're healthy. They just need to be pruned. They need to be given some special attention. Nice flat area. If you had a camper, you want to bring it in, you could even fly over here from the Americas and rent an RV and just stay here. It's your land. You can do as you like. It's just that building a new house here would be complicated. You could even start the process and then be in no rush, not let the bureaucracy get you discouraged, because you got all the time in the world to enjoy your beautiful property. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, some more good news, really good news. Land is available around here, and land with olive trees. Yes, it is. But in most cases, land with an olive orchard, olive grove and fruit orchard, you're going to have to go on a dirt road with potholes and all that. Look at the road. It's all completely paved, and I didn't come across any potholes on coming here to the road. So, to be very frank with you, this is a deal that should go fast. And I'm very, very excited to share this with you. I know what the seller's bottom line is if you are serious, and only if you are serious, ready to pull the trigger on what we showed you here, then reach out to us privately. Otherwise, enjoy dreaming this beautiful Mediterranean lifestyle that this region offers. I'm going to give you one last look of the view. And just picture, by the way, these are chestnut trees here. They'll be full of leaves in the summertime. But I just want you to get a good look at this view before we sign off.
So we got a chance to see 3 beautiful properties. One was a renovation project. The other is move-in ready. And then that third one, the land with, I'm going to call it the land with character. Let me know what you
On
call it.
steroids. You know, one of our viewers asked about the internet. What's the internet service here like? And that's a really good question. The first couple of years we were here, we made some mistakes. We had 2 different services, and they overcharged. They figured, oh, rich Americans, you must be made of money. So they overcharged us, and it was crummy service. But we did discover that since we are, what would you be considered in the country, we're not right in a village, we got Starlink. Now, I'll come back to that in a moment. If you're in one of the villages right in town, they're bringing fiber optic into all these small mountain towns. The towns right on side of us already have it now, and that's good. And it's really reasonably priced. We got Starlink, however, and there's a startup cost for Starlink. Is Elon paying us for this endorsement? Anyway,
No, it's not.
but you have to pay about $400 to get a startup kit. We just heard now that countrywide in Italy, startup is free.
Would
if
that
you
be because of the relationship? Never mind.
yeah, but you don't have to pay to start up, and then it's $40 a month, 40 euros a month for internet service, satellite internet service. We're very pleased with it. We've had it for about a year at least. And anyway, we just thought we'd let you know about that. We really appreciate our loyal viewers very, very much, don't we?
Absolutely, absolutely. We couldn't do it without you, and we really appreciate the comments that you leave because it helps us to know exactly what you want. And if you even appreciated what we gave you, this channel is really about the community, and we enjoy putting the content together for you.
Yes, very true. So again, thank you for being loyal viewers, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.
Okay, so until the next time, alla prossima.
Ciao for now.
Ciao.